Good morning, gamers. We are back again on this Wednesday morning. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. We're going to be talking about Hogwarts Legacy, Nintendo with their Direct coming, and we're going to be talking about the ABK acquisition. Obviously, there's constantly updates about that, so I did want to talk about that real quick with you guys. Before we jump into that, if you could do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, share the video. Helps the channel a ton, goes a long way. I really appreciate it. Now let's talk about the first topic, which is Hogwarts Legacy. So it has already topped the pre-order charts in the weeks up to release. They peaked at 1.3 million concurrent viewers, beating the 1.1 million record achieved by Cyberpunk 2077 in December 2020. So already massive numbers. You know, this game is getting a lot of eyes on it for many, many reasons. And according to Jinx.tv figures, the only online titles that have beaten this: Valorant at 1.72 million in April 2020, League of Legends 1.78 million November 2019, and Fortnite 2.3 million in June 2020. Other than that, yeah, this game is one of the most viewed games ever at once. So it's a pretty big deal. And of course, as you know, the game had reviewed pretty decently. Last I checked, it was at an 86. So the game is good, and people are enjoying the game, and they're really loving the game. Obviously, there is a lot of drama around this game as well. We can't ignore that, you know, with the author of the books saying some stuff. So, of course, you know, that upset some people. And so they've gone online and they've started, you know, boycotting this game. And, you know, unfortunately, with things like this, like when you do that, it brings more attention to a game. And it's free marketing and it's free publicity. And sometimes bad publicity isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially when you got a good product. So overall, Hogwarts Legacy doing really, really well for viewership and for sales. Curious what this game will be like. I'm personally buying it on Friday. I will do a first impressions video. Probably not a review, just because I really like to take my time with the games. By the time I finish it, the game's going to be irrelevant in terms of putting a review out at least. So yeah, definitely going to play it and check it out. It looks really interesting. Looks like a lot of fun. And everybody that I know that has played it has only talked highly of this game. So I'm really looking forward to playing this game. Let me know if you guys are buying this. Next up, we are talking about the Nintendo Direct. So Nintendo officially today at 9 a.m. or February 7th, 9 a.m. I should say, they said they are going to be having a Nintendo Direct on February 8th for 2 p.m. PST, and it's going to be roughly 40 minutes long. And what are we hoping to see here? Well, for me personally, I want to see Zelda. That's something that I want to see. That's something that I've been wanting to see for a long time. I hope it is there. Is it actually going to be there? I don't know. It's tough to say. With Nintendo, they are quite unpredictable themselves. Now, when it comes to Pikmin 4, as we were talking about before, having a alleged leak date or rumored leak date based on this Greek store, I think that that could be there. We could definitely see that with the release date reveal. I would love to see Metroid as well, but is that actually going to happen? Probably not. 40 minutes, it's hard to say. I mean, I hope to see those games, but if even one of those games, one of them by Metroid, by that I mean Metroid or Zelda are there, I'll be extremely happy. Pikmin, I could take or leave, but Zelda, on the other hand, that's like a must. If that's there, I don't care what else is there. It won't even really matter, because that's the only game that has me excited to the levels of, like, I would buy the highest quality or highest level of collector's edition out there for the game. That's how excited I am for Zelda. So that's the game that I want to see the most. Let me know what you guys want to see at the Nintendo Direct. Is there anything specific that really sticks out to you, or any titles that are upcoming? Maybe some surprises would be nice as well. Now, lastly, we're going to be talking about, oh boy, this is one that we seem to be talking about quite often, right? ABK Acquisition. ABK Acquisition. And in this interview, and it's like a 4-minute interview, so I don't really want to play the entirety of it because it's just going to be a really long segment. Basically, what he's saying is that, hey, Microsoft really does want to buy this for the mobile games division. That's the biggest thing for them. They are not, you know what I mean? Like, he's pretty much reiterating what Phil Spencer has been saying. And again, it's one of these things where, okay, I'm not saying it's not true. It certainly is true that the King is a big part of this, right? Obviously, they got some great titles on mobile, and they're doing really well. And it is a huge deal for Microsoft to own them as well. But we are not going to pretend that COD has no influence on this, or Overwatch, or Warcraft, or StarCraft, or any of these big IP have no influence on this at all. It's very clear that those things are huge. And to say like, or try to downplay it or try to say like, man, that's not something that, you know, we're more concerned about, you know, the mobile side of things. And also he talks about outside influences, talks about Tencent, talks about them being the main competitors and the main competition. And to be honest, I feel that while that may be true to a degree, we can't pretend that there's no competition between PlayStation and Xbox, because there is competition between the two of them. We know that to be a fact, right? When those court documents came out and they viewed PlayStation in such a way and they assessed them and they have a reviewing division of just looking at their games and trying to replicate the quality of games that they make, it makes it clear that yes, they are a big part of this as well. So you can't say PlayStation isn't a big part of it. PlayStation is certainly a big part of it. So what I guess I'm trying to say is, while he is saying the truth in terms of King and King being a big part of it, and, you know, outside influences like Tencent coming in and stuff, those are all true. But I still think that there is more to it than just that. I think COD does matter. I think all these big IP that ABK owns do matter. And to think that Microsoft will not leverage these IP, these huge titles for their gain, absolutely they will. They sign a 10-year contract, that's fine. After that 10-year contract, what are their intentions, right? That's the thing, right? So we got to keep all these things in mind. And again, like I talked about in yesterday's video, man, we cannot pretend COD isn't huge. COD is massive. It's huge. It's the third biggest IP out there. So again, we have to look at this and be like, okay, clearly these IPs that are highly valuable can be leveraged and can be used in such a way that would definitely be taken away, or something would be done against those other platforms. So it's something that I keep talking about because stuff keeps coming up, but it's pretty much where I sit with this and how I feel about this. And I still don't think it's going to go through. I think at this point in time right now, I think it's unlikely that it's going to go through. But that about does it for our news roundup, our daily news roundup. I mean, there were some other tidbits here like Switch sales, Pokemon selling over 20 million since launch, these kind of things. And they're pretty big things. Like, don't get me wrong. Those are very, very big things. The Switch is going to probably surpass everything in terms of overall sales eventually for platform. And those things are great. But I wanted to kind of hone in on certain topics and talk about those more extensively than anything else. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of these topics. How do you feel about Hogwarts Legacy, all the success that they're finding? Are you buying the game come Friday, or have you already bought the deluxe edition? What do you think of this Nintendo Direct? What are you expecting? And lastly, how do you feel about this ABK acquisition? I know we keep talking about it, but we keep getting updates, so that's why we're still talking about it. So just let me know what you guys think about that. As always, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe, like, share the video. It helps the channel a ton. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me there. Link will be in the description. And thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.